no. I don't want you to repeat what he said.
Oh,
You
no!
the purpose of the
No!
Yeah. They didn't want him copying me because what I said was absolutely completely
Wait,
true.
but why would the professor stop that?
Because it made him feel uncomfortable because it is the truth.
Yeah.
It's not to make us all friendly and happy family.
I just feel like if I was that teacher, I would have entertained that conversation and,
Maybe a different teacher would have. But I don't think so because universities have unwritten rules and all companies have unwritten rules of things. It's not written down that you can't talk about this, okay? You just know from the culture of the company, and just like social life, there's certain things you know not to do, right? Mm-hmm. It's the same in school in these companies. So he knows if he talks about that. He's on camera, right? Every teacher's on camera.
Yeah.
and they probably have microphones in every...
Of course. And there's not some person sitting there watching. I mean, a person can sit there and watch them, but this is metadata collected by artificial intelligence at central intelligence agencies.
So that's who they is now. They is a computer.
Yeah.
They is, I don't know. I'll tell you who they is. They is whoever it is that is able to see and hear the conversations of every president on the planet. To see the video of every president on this planet that's masturbated. There's people that control this that have seen it. There's not a single There's not a single president on this planet that hasn't watched porn or played with it himself or herself, right? If the three of us have that data of Queen Elizabeth with her vibrator, which happens, she's human, assuming she's human, right? This data exists, does it not?
Yes.
Okay, so they is whoever controls that.
Is that the same people who controls the algorithms on social media, like Instagram and what you see first? Is that not Google?
It is, but it's not. It's decompartmentalized. That it's a bunch of different things, but somebody somewhere supervises all of this.
Is it a family lineage?
I don't know. There's no way to know.
And I would love
But we can intuitively know.
Knew that piece was for you.
We can intuitively know that whoever has access to this data of the presidents and the most powerful people on the planet, because cameras don't turn off for them. They live under this same fucking tyranny. He has a bad look on his face when he walks down the street or coming into the office of one of the higher ups, right? He's gonna pay for it. And my guess, this is how I envision it. Whoever they answer to, they don't see a person. Right?
It's kind of like our government.
Whoever, let's say that whether 9/11 was orchestrated or not, I don't want to debate. Let's just say that it was. I believe it was. Whoever is in charge of that, President Bush sits out in the office, and the people in power and control of all the military sit at a table, and there's a 3D avatar of a person standing there.
No way.
And they don't see. This is what I think. I have no proof of this whatsoever, other than the technology to create a 3D avatar exists.
Did you see that at the movie awards? They made Tupac come back.
There's concerts. There's many concerts where they have that.
The hologram people.
Right. Mm-hmm. So what happens is all these presidents sit at a fucking UN table. Some fucking hologram comes down and says, "This is what we're going to do. This is your role in it. You're going to do this. All manufacturing is going to you, China. We're going to use American tax dollars, blah, blah, blah." And these people don't even know who the fuck it is. They know that it reads their thoughts. And if they so much as fucking step out of line, they will get shot.
The Egyptian times.
They will be shot in the head.
It's kind of like Westworld.
I never saw Westworld, but yeah, something like along those lines.
Well, Westworld.
I know about it.
Well, it's like kind of AI.
Yeah.
I don't know anything
But that's
about
how I imagine it works. And this is how these people have survived. And the reason you never see them is because they have thousands of years of wisdom of watching kings and queens have their heads cut off. Right? Mm-hmm. So they say, if these people, we just keep this gap of ignorance between them and us, right?
Demoralization.
No, the gap of knowledge. We have the three of us have mind reading technologies. These people don't know shit. They will never overthrow us because they even have a thought about it. We'll take them out. Uh-huh. Right? That's why he called it the final revolution. It will never be overthrown. Aldous Huxley, whose brother was the head of the United Nations.
So
the original head.
I have two questions. The first question is more difficult, or may not be as difficult for you. So if somebody asked me the proof on 9/11, Like,
that's an endless waste.
I understand that, but what
you're wasting your time to talk
my
to
question
somebody
is,
about
what is the most prolific, obvious thing besides like it being on or like what's the biggest evidence? I mean, I understand like the thing like where they got insurance on it. I mean, I know there's like a lot of parts of it that does
I'm gonna
make
sum it up, and it's like 60 seconds.
And then my other question is, who is Elon Musk related to that makes him somebody?
It was his grandfather, was the head of technocracy.
Technocracy is invented by Elon Musk's family.
His grandfather was the head of the Canadian branch of it.
So they were obsessed with artificial intelligence ruling the universe. That was him.
Yeah.
What family is connected to DARPA?
I put this every year on September 11th for the last 3 years. Never a single like on it. It is fascinating.
On the morning of September 11th, 2001, 19 men armed with box cutters directed by a man on dialysis in a cave fortress halfway around the world using a satellite phone and a laptop directed the most sophisticated penetration of the most heavily defended airspace in the world, overpowering the passengers and the military combat-trained pilots on 4 commercial aircraft before flying those planes wildly off course for over an hour without being molested by a single fighter interceptor. These 19 hijackers, devout religious fundamentalists who like to drink alcohol, snort cocaine, and live with pink-haired strippers, managed to knock down 3 buildings with 2 planes in New York. While in Washington, a pilot who couldn't handle a single-engine Cessna was able to fly a 757 in an 8,000-foot descending 270-degree corkscrew turn to come exactly level with the ground, hitting the Pentagon in the budget analyst office where DoD staffers were working on the mystery of the $2.3 trillion that Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld had announced missing from the Pentagon's coffers in a press conference the day before, on September 10th, 2001. Luckily, the news anchors knew who did it within minutes.
Osama bin Laden.
The pundits knew within hours.
Osama bin Laden.
The administration knew within the day.
Terrorists who committed these acts and those who harbor them.
And the evidence literally fell into the FBI's lap.
That a hijacker's passport was found blocks from the World Trade Center crash site, if you can believe that.
But for some reason, a bunch of crazy conspiracy theorists demanded an investigation into the greatest attack on American soil in history. That investigation was delayed, underfunded, set up to fail, a conflict of interest, and a cover-up from start to finish. It was based on testimony extracted through torture, the records of which were destroyed. It failed to mention the existence of WTC-7, Able Danger, P-TECH, Sibel Edmonds, OBL and the CIA, and the drills of hijacked aircraft being flown into buildings that were being simulated at the precise same time that those events were actually happening. It was lied to by the Pentagon, the CIA, the Bush administration, and as for Bush and Cheney, well, no one knows what they told it because they testified in secret, off the record, not under oath, and behind closed doors. It didn't bother to look at who funded the attacks because that question is ultimately of little practical significance. Still, the 9/11 Commission did brilliantly answering all of the questions the public had, except most of the victims' family members' questions, and pinned blame on all the people responsible, although no one so much as lost their job, determining the attacks were
Failure of imagination.
because
Nobody in our government, at least, and I don't think the prior government that could envision flying airplanes into buildings.
except the Pentagon, FEMA, NORAD, and the NRO. The DIA destroyed 2.5 terabytes of data on Able Danger, but that's okay because it probably wasn't important. The SEC destroyed their records on the investigation into the insider trading before the attacks, but that's okay because destroying the records of the largest investigation in SEC history is just part of routine record keeping. NIST has classified the data that they used for their model of WTC-7's collapse, but that's okay because knowing how they made their model of the collapse would jeopardize public safety. The FBI has argued that all material related to their investigation of 9/11 should be kept secret from the public, but that's okay because the FBI probably has nothing to hide. This man never existed, nor is anything he had to say worthy of your attention, and if you say otherwise, you are a paranoid conspiracy theorist and deserve to be shunned by all of humanity. Likewise him, and her, and her, and her, and him. Osama bin Laden lived in the cave fortress in the hills of Afghanistan, but somehow got away. Then he was hiding out in Tora Bora, but somehow got away. Then he lived in Abbottabad for years, taunting the most comprehensive intelligence dragnet employing the most sophisticated technology in the history of the world for a decade, releasing video after video with complete impunity and getting younger and younger as he did so, before finally being found in a daring SEAL team raid which wasn't recorded on video, in which he didn't resist or use his wife as a human shield, and in which these crack special forces operatives panicked and killed this unarmed man, supposedly the best source of intelligence about those dastardly terrorists on the entire planet. Then they dumped his body in the ocean before telling anyone about it. Then a couple dozen of that team's members died in a helicopter crash in Afghanistan.
How
This is the
convenient.
story of 9/11, brought to you by the media which told you the hard truths about...
That's something good and goosebumps.
Violently forward.
And...
Why don't you just share the video? Why do you take a video of the video?
And mobile production
I'm an artist.
facilities.
And...
The rescue of Jessica Lynch.
If you have any questions about this story, you are a batshit, paranoid, tinfoil, dog-abusing aviator and will be reviled by everyone. If you love your country and or freedom, happiness, rainbows, rock and roll, puppy dogs, apple pie, and your grandma, you will never, ever express doubts about any part of this story to anyone. Ever.
Well,
This has been a public service announcement by the friends of the
that guy.
FBI, CIA, NSA, DIA, SEC, NSM, White House, NIST, and the 9/11 Commission.
Don't waste your time posting it. It'll be completely.
Oh no, I got it. I've got a nice. Almost...
I post it every year on September 11th.
Just like 9/11 with what happened with Syria when supposedly Syria struck the
Yeah, the gas.
the gas. But see, this gas, it hits your like you can't if say the gas hits right,
Mhm.
I can't grab your body if the gas.
Right,
hits.
they have no gloves on and stuff.
Yeah, because it goes through your neural system.
Right, through the skin.
And you see these people just picking them up, and then
Yeah.
you start seeing the white hats. You gotta be careful with the white hats.
Yeah.
Because they're part of UN and everybody else.
Right, but it's all mindfuckery because look, the UN soldiers, what are they called? Peacekeepers.
Yeah.
Right?
But
See,
they
what
never
they
keep
do is they
peace.
fund what's called color revolutions.
Mhm.
Okay, these are color revolutions are protests which are funded by NGOs. Right? What do they call it? The yellow jackets.
Yep.
Right? The white hats.
Mhm.
They have the orange revolution that was in Georgia, Georgia.
Mhm.
There's been the Rose Revolution, which is in the Middle East. These are called color revolutions. These are revolutions that are orchestrated, funded, and allowed to happen to move civilization into a certain direction.
Why do they use
if
colors?
you and I start a revolution, they'll fucking shoot us down in the
Yeah.
street,
Mhm.
right? So these protests, including the one in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
right? When I
Mhm.
heard the name of the group, the gang, the Triads, Trilateral Commission, right?
Mhm.
It's the same game.
Like
And what they
Syria.
do is, let's suppose the three of us decided to start a protest where we decided we're going to peacefully remove every camera on the planet. We're not putting up with this. This has got to go. This is insane. And we very calmly assemble a group of people. This is what we're going to do. Where no violence is tolerated whatsoever. You cause any violence, we're sending you to prison. We're going to call the police ourselves. Let's remove every camera. As we begin to do it, the police, these NGOs that you don't see, will fund violent groups, and they'll pay people to infiltrate our group to create it violent
Mhm.
and make it violent, and they'll start taking baseball bats to cameras, and then the police will come in and beat the fuck out of all of us. This is
What's
how it
NGO
starts.
stand for?
Non-governmental organization. They are the ones that run the real world. They are the real government, because it's a big scam. All of these billionaires, right? They all have the same cause. They donate their money to the same things, right? Bill Gates, you remember when he came out and said he's giving all his money away? He's worth more today than he ever was, right? It's a scam. It's a big scam. So he donates to GMO foods. Right now he's bought lab meat, right? He invested I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars into lab meat. And
Why would we do that if we know it's like better for us to like plant seeds and like?
Because they don't.
they want us gone, right? Look
But what
at
are
the
they gonna do?
Look at the Georgia Guidestones. They're bringing in. It's the same vision that they had 100 years ago. They want to create the Ubermensch, the Superman, the perfect race. Used to be blonde-haired, blue-eyed people, or assumed to be the most intelligent
Yeah.
and perfect race. No longer. That's why we've been slated to be removed. Now the perfect race is the transhuman, who can.
Have you seen those robot people that look so real? Like there's this Instagram girl who's like everyone's like she's a robot, and she's
It's
like
all for the
beautiful.
same thing, from the body modification, the transgenderism being pushed. All of this is for the same.
And it's funny.
move
To put the
us-
chips in our brain and make
to
us.
move us that it's going to be okay to put this in your brain and have an antenna where you can hear colors and you can see frequencies that other people can't see. You'll put lenses in your eyes. You'll be able to see microwaves and things in the room. You'll see heat. You know what I mean? It's going to be a more advanced race that will make us look like dumbasses. It will be the difference between you and George in intelligence, between these transhumans and us. This is the new perfect race, the new ideology. It all goes back to religion because they believe that through knowledge they will become God by taking control of all of God's things, right? By taking control of all nature, all biochemistry, they will be gods.
Every microfiber.
Everything. They will be gods through nanotechnology. They will control all growth of all plants. Everything will be controlled by them and engineered. And they will become God. This is their belief. It's religion-based, all of this. Of the Luciferian philosophy. These people don't believe in God. They don't believe there was a Lucifer. This is a metaphor.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor. They don't believe in Lucifer.
That's why they want to get our consciousness. That's why they want to put a chip in our brain.
My dad pointed out how Lucifer, it means light. Light is information. Breath.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Lucent technologies. Right.
The light bringer. That's what his name is. The light bringer.
Right. And
Who was
that's
an
why all of
angel.
the secret societies, they bow to the east, right? All to the east, that's the knowledge, right? The rising sun. What's Japan? Look at all the logos with sun. What's Japan? It's a rising sun, right? What's the Philippines? It's a bright yellow sun.
Oh, man.
What's China? The red sun, right? China's flag, it's a fucking sun,
Oh, my God, you're right.
right? It's everywhere.
I know, but I was looking at this as
Sun
American
Pass.
stuff.
Sun Pass.
But it's
right?
not. It's the
Red
whole
Bull.
collective.
What's Red Bull's logo? It's a fucking sun with two bowls.
We wouldn't be here without the sun. Are they trying to take out the sun? Like,
No, well, they may.
But this
What
is-
I believe they want to do is white out the planet because everything's going to be
and then
ruled
charge
from
us to
space.
breathe? Like,
Well, they'll charge us for electricity because already they're putting solar arrays in outer space. So this is what I don't know this. I do know they're putting those solar arrays in outer space. But like everything, we're going to pay to make everything solar, right? We're going to all pay for all our own solar panels. And we'll collect electricity on the sun. They're going to white out the sky, so we will no longer be able to use those solar panels. They will intercept the sun because it's more efficient because there is no clouding. They will collect the solar energy and they will send it down to us. But we will pay for it, right?
another thing
So
that...
we will pay for the infrastructure. And then they will transfer it down to us. They already have this technology. It already exists.
I wanted to know about that thing where we were talking about, like, physics, like how when you could, like, look out or whatever and count light years that you might be able to look backwards.
Well, my theory is this. We
So-
all know that when you look at the sun, you're seeing the sun as it was 9 minutes ago. If it was to
That.
go out, it would take 9
I wanna
minutes
memorize
for us
that.
to see it, right? 'Cause we're literally looking into the back.
Yeah.
My theory is that what if we had a powerful enough telescope and we were on the sun and didn't get burned by it, and we were looking back at Earth? Would we not see the Earth as it was in the past 9 minutes?
Probably. I mean, it's
Makes
part-
sense. How
that's-
could it only work one
Well,
way?
that's part of like.
I think he meant in the future.
Well,
He meant in the future for looking down on Earth.
No, we'd be
'Cause 9
looking into
minutes.
the past. We'd be looking into the
Well,
future.
it's the same analogy as if you're sitting right there and I'm moving a certain speed, I will advance time.
Right,
But because you're just
Relative.
relatively you're stationed there.
right.
So, but if I move, if I get in my car
And there's
right
a way
now,
to know which one of us is moving
Yeah.
relative to the other.
yeah, like if I get in my car right now and go, I mean, usually you're supposed to go light speed, then that's when you advance time.
Right.
But
Time shortens.
but I will advance time, so that be considered
Like
me.
if you were to go hop, and this has been proven through hundreds of
Yeah.
experiments. They've actually taken atomic clocks, put them on jets, took the exact same atomic clock, were extremely accurate, kept it on Earth, fly this one around at 1,000 miles an hour, and compare the two, and they will have different times.
Yeah, because you're traveling, because you're stationed and I'll be traveling.
Right, that's what
so
Einstein's
I'm
theory
gonna
of relativity was.
Yeah, like if I get up right now, I'm still advancing in time more than
Right,
what
right.
y'all are, because y'all are stationed. Even though the whole galactic is actually moving,
Right.
but still I'm in my our physical form, I will be moving.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's trippy, man.
I have a nerdy question of, like,
but that's where you get the quantum immortal, too.
what do you mean the quantum immortal?
That, like, for quantum jumping and stuff like that, of like this theory of if I go and try to blow my head off, my consciousness still will leave and go to a different dimension of the exact same person be sitting right here in front of y'all too.
But in a different dimension.
Yeah, but it's like kind of like quantum immortal.
Could be millions of copies of us in
Yeah.
millions of different universes.
But we'll be in the same situation, the same house, same
But a different
everything.
thing.
But that gun doesn't
Like
go
parallel
off.
Well,
realities.
that relates to the double slit experiment,
Yeah.
right? The observer determines what.
My question is about the youth. Like, How can I feel comfortable as a woman, like, bringing in a child with the knowingness of, like, what's happening? Do I not get... Like, there's like a million different things. I feel like I can't give birth in a hospital.
You would be bringing that kid into a horrible situation who's only going to suffer.
Hi, what'd you do to me?
We didn't know at the time, right? We didn't know any of this.
How about what am I supposed to do?
The only reason we know now is because they're allowing us to know. If they didn't want us to know, we would not know, right? We wouldn't see any of the stuff.
Do they want us to challenge them? Like,
I don't know. I think what they do is they move very, very slowly, right? Just like with a lobster. If you take a lobster and you throw him in a pot of boiling water, he's going to jump out, right? But if you put him in that pot and turn him on medium, he's going to be, you ain't going to notice what happened. He's like we are right now. This don't feel right.
Don't feel over
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
on camera. They're watching me when I watch TV. That seems kind of weird, man.
oh, the camera's in my TV. It's in my oven.
This is where we are.
Yeah. That's why this is the most dangerous time.
It just feels like we're all being put into virtual realities.
It's always been a brutal, fucked up place, man.
Yeah, I mean, because we are human.
We just lived in a short period. We were just by luck that we were born here. We were the first people in history to be set free, right? It was called the Great Experiment. It didn't work.
What was called America?
Well, there were several.
The Great Experiment.
Yeah, because they wanted to see if people were capable of ruling over themselves, and they're not.
Yeah.
This was the experiment.
Whose idea
And
is
that's
this?
what Ben Franklin said. He said, what did you write, Ben? When he came out, when they formed the colonies, which they were all secret society members.
Yeah,
Almost
they
every
were.
one of them were Masons.
Yeah.
What does that mean, though, back then? Is that magic workers? Like, what do you mean?
They belonged to secret societies.
That collected knowledge and information from Egypt and stuff like that?
They believed in homosexuality. They didn't believe in the church. They didn't believe in God. They had their own belief system. And back then, you died for that. And they didn't want to live an oppressed life under brutal kings and dictatorships, which is how the world was always run. King Henry VIII and this one and the
So you
pharaohs.
had to have secret meetings with your friends, your
right,
and initiations.
And
Those are the first
we're not
gangs.
putting up with this bullshit. We're going to fucking run the world. We're not living like this. So they formed their secret societies. That's why, how many colonies did the U.S. have?
13.
13. There's no 13th floor in the U.S., is there? No building in the world, in the U.S.
Because 13 is a sacred number to them?
Sacred number to them, right.
What do you think's going to happen this Friday the 13th, you know?
Who knows?
You know how they work. They love these holy days.
know.
Holy days.
But anyway, so they were formed for the purpose of doing that. And they formed what was called a republic, which is different from other things because in our situation, the way the U.S. was supposed to be, it's long gone now.
Republic is still a part of the Rome.
It's not really, but
Roman Republic isn't the
the
same?
Constitution doesn't mean anything. They wiped their ass for a long time ago. Originally, the way it was supposed to be, what made America different was this: the theory that the individual's rights are superior, right? You don't steal from me, I don't steal from you, we respect each other. You can worship Satan, you can worship fucking God, I can worship fucking whatever. It makes no difference, right? And we're free to do it as long as we don't infringe on each other's rights. And it's a great system because that's what's best for the group. For the group, for all of us, if we all get to pursue what we want. You can grow weed, I can grow whatever I want. You can live however you want. As long as we don't hurt each other or steal from each other, we're free to do whatever we want. It was a great concept.
Yeah.
But the rest of the world is collectivist society where your rights don't matter. You have to do what's best for the group.
Mm-hmm.
That's what communism is. And what's best for the group? What the leader of the group tells you it is. So what's being done now is the U.S. and Europe are being converted into collectivist societies where it makes no difference what our rights. If we need to be eliminated because we're not part of the group, we will be eliminated. Mm-hmm. And the new weapon being used to that is eco-terrorism. You want to make the planet a good place, don't you? Then you can't grow your own food. You have to use the chemically GMO food.
That's demoralization. You're messing with the subconscious of mankind.
All of it. It's
Yeah.
all everybody's own.
I wanted to also go back from the last time we met. There's something else that I was having a hard time memorizing. Was it Time Magazine that did the body count? Was it Time Magazine that did the body count?
For what?
for the Holocaust. There was a major person.
IBM did it. IBM made the tabulating machines. Right?
They funded it themselves to count the
provided
bodies.
the machines to count the bodies, and Bayer made the gas to kill them, because they have the same goal. What was Hitler's goal? One world, one people, one ruler. It's the same. Hitler's was the Übermensch, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed person. That's what Hitler believed.
Why'd you say Übermensch?
Because it's German for the most advanced person,
AKA,
or species, human.
And then you have Uber the.
But now it's the transhuman is the superior race. Right?
You see
Because
what
it
they're
will
doing
be
those
far
people
more
with their-
intelligent. The transhuman is going to be far more intelligent than us, right?
Yeah.
These people that get these implants, they're going to be way brighter because they're going to have 15 languages implanted in their brain. They'll just upload it.
Yeah.
You want to learn
That's what I
Mandarin?
do. It's just like they don't even have to
Boom.
look at their phone anymore. It
Just like in the
uploaded.
Matrix. I know Kung Fu. That's how it's going to be.
Oh
So,
my god.
The difference between you're a transhumanism, you know whatever you wanted to because you just downloaded it. I can't possibly learn what you've learned. If I read from sunrise to sunset.
This reminds me of Replogenic Opera. Replogenic Opera is all about like us
It's
doing
all
surgery on
about-
ourselves and like how we revitalize our
It's all
insides
about the
instead.
same. Replace your bones with carbon fiber so they can't be broken.
The stem cell
All of
research,
it.
those injections.
All of
What do you
it.
think about that? There's fighters and people that go to other countries that are getting these stem cells and that are like revitalizing their bodies, you know, like being like young again by doing these $10,000 injections.
I would do it if I had the money. I'll drink little kids' blood. I'll give a fuck. I want to be younger.
I'm doing that shit. Give me some.
Adrenochrome? Sure, give me a shot. I'll try it. Youth? Hell yeah.
Holy shit, I
I ain't a
live
big
my-
fan of the whole
yeah.
getting old thing.
What if it comes with consequences? What if you have to
I
come
don't
back?
know, that's a tough.
That's what I'm saying. What if there has to be an equal energetic exchange?
Yeah, I'm sure
That
there
you have
is.
to come back as a fly, or that you have to
Everything else
suffer
in
in
the
this
wor-
way.
everything else in the world
Newton's
is
third
valid.
law. Have you watched Rick and Morty at all?
I don't watch it because it is it's an interesting show.
I think they slip up some secrets through the television show.
They do, as do The Simpsons. Many of these shows.
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror's another one, man. I'm telling you, look at
Some of that stuff
that
makes me
episode
sick, man.
Nosedive, man. That is exactly where we're headed. You're going to better wear a smile on your face when you're at work, or you're going to lose your score. Your internet's going to slow down. And maybe she gets. Maybe you're doing everything they say because you don't want your internet slowed down, right? You want to be able to get on a plane and fly. But maybe she writes something on Facebook that they don't like, so she gets a bad score.
And I'm hanging out with her, so then I'm
Then
not allowed to fly
you're gonna
anymore
be,
either.
Hey, you're going to be, Sarah, I love you, man, but man, I don't want my internet slowed down. I can't call you.
Hey man, I'll talk to you later.
What was that website?
That's powerful.
Yeah.
You see
The
that?
Life
Yeah,
You
website?
can almost eliminate police because nobody's going to do anything,
Mm-hmm.
right? You ain't going to be able to get food. You'll go to use your card. I don't care if you're a billionaire. You go to slide your card into Publix to say,
RFID
means
chips just turn them
nothing.
off.
Means nothing.
Yeah.
Totalitarian control. The new system is about behavior, not about money.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do, Nina? Do something so we don't bore you out of your mind with this cookie talk. Is it?
But yeah, it's all about behavior.
That's what
I mean,
it's
that's
about.
what they
Because
do.
they already own all the money. They have all the money.
They're
They can-
conditioning
they
all
can
the
print
people
$20 trillion
to behave in that
if
way.
they want to. It's not about money at the higher levels. At the
That's
lower
why they
levels,
studied
it
so
is.
much on back in the 40s and 50s. They started studying on monkeys and stuff, the behavior,
Mhm.
wanting to test, wanting
Pavlov,
to see.
right? Pavlov.
Mhm.
What happened when you go to school? They ring the bell. Ding.
Yep.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, right?
Yeah.
It's just
All
right.
programming,
All of it.
all of it. Yeah, exactly what you said. Every single.
You never seen the Pledge of Allegiance by the whitest kids I know?
Uh-uh.
Oh man.
It's really good.